Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for my head shave now. If you haven't watched the video for Lambert's Luscious shaving soap review and actually lathering it up, then go and check that one out, because that's where you'll actually see the whipping up of this lather before I do my head shave. So I'm pretty much ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to wet my head. And here we go, let's see how this soap performs. Now, like I said on the review, it's a very light soap in weight. It looks dense, it feels creamy, it looks the business. The scent strength's around about a 3 to 4, it does smell. I got a sort of powdery note with a sort of nice sweet sort of floral from it, and from checking the website now, it is actually patchouli, rose geranium. Oh, these are part of the essential oils anyway. Rose geranium and musk. Now musk is the standout sort of pick for me from this soap. Now that to me is a pretty nice thick lather. It looks stable, it doesn't look like it's just going to dissipate, which is always a worry for me with glycerin based soaps. Now I've only got 1 day's hair growth on my head, so this shouldn't take too long. Hopefully, I'll do the best I can speed wise. Using the Gem the Gem Claw Proof. Is that Micromatic? I can't remember. Claw Proof. It's been so long since I've used these. Now this one has got 4 dots on it. So it's done 4 head shaves. This blade. So let's see how it goes now. Only got 1 day's growth. Let me go just straight against the grain and just see how it feels. So far it feels alright. The lather actually looks like it could be doing with just a touch more water in it. Looks just a tad dry, I think. Now the reason I went for the single edge today is just because I've got 1 day's growth. I didn't want to sort of overdo it 2 days in a row, having used the Wunderbar yesterday, which obviously is a very efficient razor. Well, the great thing with this razor is it's closed in at the sides, so you've got there's no overhang or anything like that on this razor that you worry about. The blade's sort of protected on both corners, so you can't actually cut yourself with the corners of it. You can obviously still nick yourself with the blade itself. No, it's not very smooth on the back of my head. That could be down to the razor. I'm just going to pull a different razor out and just check what we got here. Yeah, we'll try that one. So this is the Rockwell 6C, and I've got the Gillette Ruby, which it's almost in every razor in my den at the moment. Gillette Ruby, no idea how many uses it's had, but let's just see if that feels any better. It does, it feels far better than the Gem. I think the blade might just be one use too many. I mean, I took my first gem blade for miles on that first use, but I think it might just have been one of those phenomenal blades out of a pack of good blades, and you get the odd one that's just incredible. And I think I've had that with nearly every blade that I've tried. I think a lot of the time it's actually the first blade that you use, because that's the one that you sort of remember, that's the one that you're excited about and you want to make sure it actually works. Now the lather seems to be still staying pretty stable. What's the residual slickness like after one pass? It's alright, I think. We'll find out obviously once we get stuck into a few more passes with this. Now this stuff retails over here in WA in Western Australia for $20 for the 3.5 ounces. Now I can get it from my local shaver shop. I'm sure you guys in Australia can get it there as well. The scent is nice. It's not a scent everyone will like, I have to say that right now. I mean, I wouldn't. It is quite a powdery scent. A lot of people don't like that, I find. I'm almost sort of tempted just to dip a bit of water in there and just see if I can add a bit of water in. But you can see you can see that building more lather just behind. But certainly, the lathers very, very easily for a hard glycerin soap. You're not struggling with it at all. You're getting a good voluminous lather, which seems to have pretty good protective properties in terms of cushioning and. I mean, that's a pretty damn good lather. Right, Rockwell 6C with the ruby blade still in here against the grain, which we've already done, but this will basically be almost a final sort of pass. I don't know whether I'm struggling to find the angle here or the gem has actually done its job very well, which I think it has. There's literally nothing left. I have to say I'm quite surprised at that, because it felt like it was struggling. It was definitely struggling against the grain on the back, but it's done a much better job than I gave it credit for there. It has actually taken the hair down really well. Now I am finding I can go over the same sort of areas. Now I'm finding this razor, or the blade might be going blunt, but it still feels super smooth. It doesn't seem to be taking the growth down enough. It seems to be struggling through this shave. Let me just see what the blade alignment's like. Yeah, I do like this Rockwell. I think it's a great razor, but it's not like the Razor Rocks where it holds the blade exactly where you want it held. There is a bit of wiggle room in there. And I find if you don't get that angle, if you don't get the blade, sorry, set in there exactly where you need it, then you end up with one side of the razor a lot more efficient than the other. Right, I'm pretty much done there. So here, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do something, just mix it up a little bit more because I don't have much left on there. I don't want to overdo it with my head because I did shave with the Wunderbar yesterday, and generally my head doesn't like 2 shaves 2 days in a row. So I'm going to really mix this up now. So this is the 3rd razor. I'm going to finish off. Yeah, alright then. I'm going to finish off with the head blade, which I've got no idea how many uses is on this razor now, but that's the one I'm going to finish with. Just wet the head again, and then we'll go back to the bowl. Just whip up the lather that's still in here now, just to give you an idea how much lather's left. There's loads. So what I want for this one is just a nice bit of coverage, but nothing too thick, because the head blade obviously relies more on slickness than cushioning and protection. You don't want to fill the blade up full of shaving cream, full of lather, sorry, not shaving cream. Gotta talk some shit, so I do. And on the news front for the family, my daughter has just been accepted into her side schooling. We had to wait on that process before actually announcing to the world that she will be going full-time dancing next year. So she's just got that today, so everyone's excited. We'll be putting the news up very soon. I can't wait. I'm excited for her, I'm excited for the whole family. I think it's a massive opportunity for her, and I hope she takes it and utilises it and makes something of it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. But I think if you don't take risks in life, you don't really get anywhere in life. And I didn't take enough risks. The only risk I take now is gambling, and I'm freaking shit at that. So, right, so here we go, head blade. So this is a bit of a Franken shave. I think the Suffolk shaver calls it. I'm pretty sure he coined that one. Bit of a Franken shave in terms of finishing this one off. I was also a bit gutted to see my buddy Sean Kent over in the UK popped his head blade up for sale, I noticed yesterday. I actually recommended the head blade to him because I know he's a head shaver, and I think it was more, I think Sean likes the traditional side of things, and as I do much prefer the traditional side of shaving over this. For me, you can't do this with a DE as efficiently. I mean, that's grease lightning, there's no pissing about. Left hand, right hand, any hand you want. If you've only got a middle finger, you can still do it probably. That's the thing with this is, it's an excellent tool for someone that struggles to shave. I mean, even so much to say, so people that maybe get a bit of difficulty seeing, blind people that may be visually impaired in some way, would be able to shave with this razor. Well, I have to say, the soap's pretty good. It's not quite there with your Barrister Mans and your other high-end stuff, but it's bloody good stuff. And like I say, this is another sort of almost local company to myself, obviously based in New Zealand. It's not too far from Australia. It's miles away from me personally in Australia, because I'm the furthest point in Australia away from New Zealand, I think. You can't get much further away from New Zealand in terms of Australia. Right, so I'm pretty much BBS everywhere other than my crown, and this is really where the head blade, yeah, I mean there's a lot of slickness still on there. It's pretty good stuff. Don't get me wrong, it is not Holy Cow or Barrister Manor Wickham slickness, but it's good. It's definitely better than Colonel Conk's, no doubt about that whatsoever. I mean, Colonel Conk's is probably one of those ones that I don't generally see on the forums much. I don't see it really anywhere, if I'm honest. That's it. I mean that, I can't do that with a DE, just boom 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 and you sort of done. I mean the thing with this is it contours to your head, it bends all around the place. Wherever you put it, you put just a very light pressure on it and the blades just follow your head. They just bend all over the place and do exactly what needs to be done. I think I've only got just a little bit on the front there now. Just there. So I know this is... I know there's a lot of people out there that shoot cartridges down. I'm one of them. I'm not a big fan of cartridges, but it's not the cartridge that wins me over with this, it's the overall experience with it. It makes head shaving extremely fun, in my opinion. I quite enjoy it, and I'm guaranteed every time a BBS shave, every time, with no stragglers. Which is normally what... Well, you guys know that face shave. If you can have a full face shave and you can go BBS. I've never done it before. Got a full BBS face shave, and then you go out to work and you miss a bit. Like you don't realise until you get to work. It pisses you off for the rest of the day that bit of freaking hair's there and you've missed it, and everything else is spot on. So this I don't have that problem with this. I just have to pull my skin a little bit here and there and just touch up as I go. Just a little bit on this side, but I am going to just put a little bit of lather on because I've went over my head that much. So the soap itself has worked very, very well. I'm actually going over bits here where I can't even really feel anything, I'm just doing it anyway. But that is spot on. Really, really happy with that. Fair enough, I've went through 3 razors. The first one, I think the blade's done. I could just have put a new blade in, but I pulled out the Rockwell. The Rockwell did a pretty good job taking everything else down, left a few little bits here and there and finished off with the head blade. So I'm just going to wet my head and then rinse off with some cold. And Bob's your aunt, Fanny's your uncle. I mean, that is an exceptionally close shave. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, see what the post shave's like from the soap itself. While I grab my, what we're going to go with. I'll go citrus today. Citrus. So as you can see, there's still a fair bit of shit in the bowl. Yeah, the scent's nice. It's a pleasant scent. That's how I would probably describe it, as pleasant. If I walked into someone's house or I walked into a store or something and I smelled that, I'd go, that smells alright. It's not a, oh, I love that scent. It's just a pleasant, nice smelling soap. And because it's glycerin based, that tub of soap's going to last a long time. It won't last a long time in my den because no doubt I'll end up piffing it to someone in the States or the UK just to try something a bit different, something from a different country, because there ain't a lot of people out there that I've seen use New Zealand products. I don't think there is a lot of New Zealand soap makers, if I'm honest. I haven't come across many, I haven't heard anyone talking about them. So this is, to me, a pretty unique experience for me, and probably a lot of people will never have, well, most people will never have heard of Luscious. Not Luscious, Lambert's. I keep saying Luscious because that's what's in the middle of the tin. It's obviously a reasonably good soap because it's really deep into the knot, which is, especially with synthetics, I know that I've got a pretty reasonably good soap there. It's harder to get it out. I think that's it there. So I'll give that a good dry. I don't know how I am for cuts, nicks or weepers or anything. Absolutely zip, nothing at all. And post shave, it feels lovely. I'm really surprised. I thought it'd be dry, I really did. I thought it would be quite a dry feeling, but it's not. It feels moisturised, but it actually feels quite silky actually. Do you know what? I'm not even going to put anything else on my head, I'm just going to leave that. Just give it a bit of a taste and see how it goes, because it feels like almost like Wickham, where you get that like satin, silky smooth effect from it. It feels really nice. It really does. Yeah, I'm very happy with that, quite impressed. So I'm just going to rinse out the top of the soap. Now the other thing with this is waterproof labels, or water resistant labels. For a company that I've never heard of before to come out into the market with the labels that are actually worthy of being on a soap tin, in my opinion. Something that gets covered in water and gets used with water. Very good. So yeah, it's a really nice scent. So that's what the soap looks like. You probably see the gloss on it just there. Smells great. 3.5 ounces, and that'll last a long time. It is a good solid puck of soap. Waterproof labels. Lambert's Luscious moisturising shave soap, 100 metric grams, Urbane. Established in 2013, so it's been around for a while now. I believe this company actually specialises in beard oil and beard products and moustache wax and all that sort of stuff. So if that's the things you're into and you've got a big manly beard, then head on over there, because that's, from what I've read in the reviews on the Facebook page and on the website, they're pretty good stuff. So for you guys out there who do have beards, it's certainly something to have a look at. The scents are nice. It does have a bay rum scent, which is called Buccaneer. Another one's called Rugged, which I think is sort of based on outdoors, so it's pine and cedar wood and a woodsy sort of scent. So I did actually smell the other two in Perth a few weeks back, and they all smell pretty nice, and they do smell unique to each other, so it is quite good like that. They're not strong scented soaps, they are essential oils, so better for your skin as well. Tell you what, I'm pretty damn impressed with that. I really am. Anyway, that was the soap. The razor, starting off with the Gem Micromatic Club Proof single edge. Uses this sort of paint scraper blades. I do actually have some paint scraper blades from my cleaning business, which I'm going to try because we don't use them anymore. Stuff it, I'll experiment and cut myself to bits with it. Rockwell 6C, which is I'm not sure what the metal itself is made out of, but it's a good heavy razor. The only thing that annoys me with it is this shaves beautifully, don't get me wrong, but you have to be careful with the blade alignment. It does go out a little bit. In my opinion, there's enough technology there to make things like Razor Rock do and have them spot on. The 6S might be, This one obviously isn't, but once you get that blade spot on, it's absolutely brilliant. And that's got the Gillette Ruby 4th, no, I don't know how many uses that's had, but it was super smooth. And then finished off with the Headblade Moto, which is Headblade's latest offering, and I know my mate didn't get on with it and didn't like it, and he's selling it. I still highly recommend it. I think it's phenomenal, I really do. I think for travel razor or anything like that to take, if you want quick shaves, if you're going on holiday, you don't want to spend half an hour in front of the camera all the time. I'll be taking this with me. My head shaves on holiday will be done with this on my camera, and I'm going to be blasting them out in between 5 and 10 minutes, so that I can enjoy an extra 20 minutes of holiday time. And that's what it's all about when you're on holiday, in my opinion. Save the luxury for when you get home and enjoy your time when you're away. And the brush today was the Brush Guy brush, made by Matt Martin of Brush Guy, who recently retired this year from, I believe it was the Navy. And he makes gorgeous brushes. He really does the most ergonomic brush you'll ever own, in my opinion, unless someone makes a brush the same shape. But this thing, it's just so comfortable to hold, so comfortable to lather with, and the knot, the boss knot, is an exceptional knot. It really is great. It's probably the best knot I can recommend if you want to take that jump from natural hair into synthetics, to sort of break you in nice and easy, because jumping straight into a tuxedo knot or a cashmere knot or a really soft or plus-on would turn you off synthetic knots quite quickly if you're used to natural hair. This one wouldn't. This one's going to give you a bit of scrub. It's going to give you a firmer feeling bristle. It just feels more natural on your skin, comparing it to a natural hairbrush. Anyway, I have waffled my arse off on this shave, and thankfully I did the lather in the previous one, otherwise this would be way over 35 minutes. Anyway, stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and thanks very much to everyone for your comments in the last few videos. I probably don't say it enough how much I appreciate everyone that does comment, everyone that's subscribed. It's massive. Over 1,000 subscribers in my first year. I'm really chuffed, and I'm going to keep going. I will keep going anyway. I'll just see where the journey takes me. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive for a second time, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.